In a world that is more connected than ever before, we often take friendship for granted. It's something that binds us together, shapes our sense of identity, and provides meaning in our lives. But for some, the absence of friendship is not just an inconvenience. It's a reality they face every day. Together, we'll journey into the quiet spaces of human experience, where friendship is absent, but emotion is not. How does it feel to navigate life without the social support that most of us rely on? What does it do to your mind, your heart, your sense of self? The idea of being alone can be suffocating for many. Yet there are some who not only live without friends, they exist in a space where they're isolated by choice or circumstance. They're neither introverts nor hermits. They simply don't have the connections that many of us consider essential. So what does this isolation do to the human psyche? When people don't have friends, they can experience a wide range of psychological effects. It's important to understand that social connections are a fundamental need. They impact our emotional well-being, and without them, we may face feelings of loneliness, anxiety, or even depression. But what's often overlooked is how deep the effects can go. People with no friends often feel a sense of worthlessness, as if they're invisible or unimportant. This can lead to a cycle of self-doubt.
I've always been the kind of person who just doesn't click with others. I tried, but it's like there's this invisible wall that I can't break through. I wonder if there's something wrong with me.
It's hard when you see everyone around you in groups, laughing, having fun. I'm just not there. I've tried joining social events, making small talk, but it always feels forced. It's not that I don't want friends, it's like the connection just doesn't happen.
For many, the struggle isn't about being antisocial. It's about feeling unchosen. When you're excluded from the social fabric, over time, you start to wonder if there's something inherently wrong with you. The isolation becomes internalized. You don't just lack friends, you lack belonging. Psychologists often refer to this as social exclusion, a silent, persistent ache that doesn't just affect your ability to relate to others, but begins to erode your sense of self-worth. When you experience social isolation, the brain reacts similarly to physical pain. Research shows that the brain regions activated by loneliness overlap with those activated by actual physical injury. It's as if the brain treats the lack of social connection as a threat to your survival, even though it's not a physical danger. The toll of being friendless isn't confined to adulthood. It begins early, and the consequences can be profound. Children and teenagers are especially vulnerable. Friendships, at this stage, shape your identity. Without those bonds, they may struggle to develop a sense of belonging or fail to build the social skills necessary to form future connections. As people age, the consequences of social isolation become even more pronounced. Studies show that older adults without close friendships experience higher rates of depression, anxiety, and even physical decline. Friendship is not just an emotional need, it's a matter of survival. Without it, the body and mind weaken. But even in the silence, there is hope. Understanding the psychology behind this experience is the first step toward breaking the cycle. People without friends often feel invisible, but they're not alone in their isolation. If we begin to acknowledge the psychological toll of loneliness, perhaps we can help others find the connections they desperately seek before it's too late. It's the simple act of reaching out, a conversation, a gesture, a connection, that may be the key to healing. It's up to all of us to break the silence and offer a hand to those who need it most. But behind the quiet of a friendless life, there is something we rarely acknowledge: power. A different kind of strength, often misunderstood, often overlooked. Because while solitude can wound, it can also transform. People who spend long periods alone develop abilities that many never cultivate. They become deeply self-reliant, emotionally resilient, and often more introspective. Solitude forces you to confront yourself, and through that confrontation, You learn who you are at a profound level. Time spent alone can become fuel for creativity. Without the constant noise of social expectations, people often discover talents, passions, and ambitions that others never take the time to explore. They become thinkers, observers, builders of inner worlds. Some of history's greatest minds spent long periods in isolation. It wasn't because they rejected people, it was because they needed space to understand life, to question it, and to create something from it. Solitude, when embraced, can become a workshop for the imagination. People with no friends often develop an extraordinary level of independence. They don't rely on approval, validation, or constant reassurance. Their strength comes from within a rare and powerful source of stability. They become their own anchor. There is a misconception that having no friends automatically means someone is broken. But sometimes it can indicate strong boundaries, high standards, or a refusal to engage in shallow connections. Some individuals prefer authenticity over popularity, and in a world obsessed with social validation, that's a form of courage. Solitude can be a teacher. It teaches patience. It teaches clarity. It teaches self-control. And perhaps most importantly, it teaches that your worth is not defined by the number of people around you, but by the depth of the person within you. People with no friends aren't weak. They aren't lost. Many of them walk a path few dare to choose, a path where they build themselves from the inside out. And when they finally step into the world, when they choose to connect, to form bonds, to open up, they do so with a level of strength shaped not by others, but by their own journey. Sometimes the people who walk alone walk the farthest. For some, life without friends can feel like an endless echo, a quiet space where their worth is questioned. But what if this emptiness isn't a sign of failure? What if, instead, it's a journey, a challenge that shapes you in ways most will never understand? To those who walk this path, we see you, and we want to know, how has your solitude changed you? What do you think happens to someone when they have no friends? Does living without social connections make them stronger, or does it leave a mark on their soul? Do you believe solitude can lead to personal growth, or does it create a silent kind of pain? We'd love to hear your thoughts. If this made you think different, hit subscribe. We go deeper every day. Don't forget to like the video. It helps more people find messages like this. And if you want to connect with people who think like you, join our Discord community. The link's in the description. Revers Hub isn't just a channel. It's a mindset.